William against the Word of God, because God does indeed have a view. Are we material girls or what? There was a study done that said, oh yeah, you can buy happiness with money. It's just according to how you spend it.
Absolutely. I think we're material girls. I mean, you know, and this whole topic reminds me of the Cyndi Lauper song from the 80s, Living in a Material World. We are material girls. All you have to do is look at our shoes. Look at our shoes, and we can verify we're material girls. And I think of Dave Ramsey. He says, we buy things that we don't need with money we don't have to impress people we don't like.
That's it, Becky. I think that is, debt is one thing that we have to stay away from. But yes, we do want these things, but we can have them within reason. Yeah. Money does make life easier.
I heard a term, and it's called Hedonistic Treadmill. And it's that when you get used to what you have, and then you want more, and it's that run of I want more, I need better, I need the best thing, and it's a treadmill. You just keep going after, and that's why we're such a fast-paced society, going after.
Well, you know, I like the finer things in life, but definitively, when you look at materialism, it's actually putting more importance on physical than spiritual, and actually, there's actually a term called Physicalism. Wow. Yeah,
so what?
Physicalism. Yeah, and it's actually thinking the belief that everything is physical. You ever heard that before?
Yeah, but I think we're driven by the flesh. I think that's just who we are. We're driven by our fleshly desires. But it turns where materialism goes bad is when it turns into coveting.
There's a fine line there, Ann.
I agree.
Yeah. When you start getting into debt,
agree.
Then you start getting into trouble. And that's what happens to most people. I saw one of Dateline or one of those shows, and it said that kids are getting credit cards so early, and they're getting off to college, and there's no boundaries, and they're all of a sudden they're $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 in debt, and there's kids committing suicide because they've gotten so used to just getting what they want, and all of a sudden the bill comes, and they don't know how to tell mom and daddy.
Okay, so have they seen this from us? Are we going through and we giving them an example of
everything they
we're
want.
Putting material things above? I think that's our issue.
I'm thinking
where do we
about
put it?
the article that we researched, you know, just on this topic about the girl that moved here from Pakistan, and she wanted to come and live the American dream, and she said she was so disheartened to see how America and Americans would go out and buy things that we did not need, and it was just a treadmill. And she said, I don't want my life to turn out like that. And I think we have become a society that is very materialistic, and I see even when I go shopping, I'm not a big shopper, I don't like to shop, but when I do, I see people in the store and they're just piling things in their cart, you know, and not really even paying attention to. And I see people with babies, you know, and they're crying, and I just want to say, give me that baby, you know. They're just shopping and not even paying attention to what they're on the phone, you know.
Don't you think our advertisers have some responsibility in that, though?
Absolutely.
I mean, seriously, our advertisers are enticing us. I know my son, at a very young age, would come up to me, Mom, you need to buy this detergent. It's supposed to be the greatest thing
on TV. I got to have this one. I got to have this.
Well, I read an article that said the increase in consumer spending is better for the economy. And there are people that will take that literally. Oh, I do. Well, we should go out and get that new car then. It's going to help the economy. And you buy into that lie.
Well, you know what? I'm an entrepreneur at heart. And I have to speak up for the entrepreneurs because, you know, a lot of people say, you know, that, you know, people are spending too much money into things. But think about it. For me, if I design a purse, and you want to buy it for $500, I'm going to let you, okay? You know, I mean, just, you know, because it's a business as well.
You love me for it, girl.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. It's a choice, you know.
Dawn,
you don't have to do it if you don't want to.
But Dawn, I do think, yes, it's materialistic, and yes, we're doing that, but I think that we do need to be out there supporting the economy. If you have the money and you don't have to go in debt, to have the thing, it's okay to buy it, especially if you're going to share it. I think one of the biggest combats to materialism is sharing and giving, sharing what you have with others.
Yeah, one of the reports we read did say that, you know, money is not bad. Having money is not bad. What makes us miserable is how we spend it. And you look at people who hoard, you know, all these new shows and fascinations with hoarders, and they're just buried under just years of, it's terrible.
Hey, we're all hoarders.
Yeah.
I was challenged by someone to, if you don't think you're a hoarder, go look in your cabinet and see if there's anything in there expired. Any of your, in your refrigerator, in your cabinet. And I did, and I thought, I'm one of those, if it says buy one, get one, I'll get the other one. And I might not ever get around to using it, but it said buy one, get one, so I did it.
Okay, girls, how often do you clean out your closets? How often do you take those items
Twice
that
a year.
maybe you haven't worn in 2 to 3 years or whatever,
Not enough.
and give it? We
So
really
this
need
is
to be
a
more
sense of
diligent.
mourning. It is a
Right.
sense of mourning.
Right.
You know what?
Because I want new things to replace that. And the only way I'm going to get them is get that out, let it be gone, then I can go reshop some more. So.
You can give them to me. I'll take them.
Yes, I can give them to you.
I like your clothes.
You know, physical things, they're temporary, you know, and you can't let physical things define you, you know. There's a lot about a person you can tell, you know, concerning their spending. That's a good way, you know, that the research says that you can get to know a person based on how they spend. So, you know, this is my advice. The next time you meet someone, you just cut through the, you know, the small talk and just say, you know what, let me see your purse. Let me see your checking account. I'm sure they'll accommodate you, right?
The study that I read, it said that the cap off really and truly is $75,000. If the average household made $75,000, they could be happy at $75,000. That anything above that is excess. That's what the article that I read
That's
said.
interesting.
75,000. We
But a
could be
lot
happy.
of times there's something going on underneath. And I think that's what we've got to look at, is not just what makes us happy, but what's making us unhappy. Because if we don't get to the root of the issue and we're thinking that, I mean, I'll be honest, there have been times that I've said I've been down or I've been going through something and I said, you know, if I go shopping and I buy this new dress, it's going to make me feel better. And for a moment it does. It is temporary. But
temporary
we must
fix, it
get
is.
to the bottom of why are we unhappy in the first place? Why are we looking for these material things to fill a void that can't be filled
Oh,
that
I'm
way?
real happy when I'm spending. I'm real happy when I'm spending. I'm unhappy when the bill comes.
Exactly.
Frugal people are happy people. In debt people are not happy
That is true.
people.
That is true.
MasterCard had a commercial some years ago, and they said that it listed all the things like going to the ball game, tickets this much, and popcorn this much, hot dogs this much, and then at the bottom it said event or memory priceless. And I think when we spend our money on making a memory versus a thing, because the thing's going to be out of style, the memory will always be there for us, for our kids, whoever we're taking. We're always going to remember the event, but the thing is going to be
true,
long
too.
gone.
That's true. Who you were with, what you did.
We as
I like
Americans,
that.
we really do need to learn, and even in our own family, it's a challenge to learn to live within your means.
Contentment.
Contentment.
Being content
I
with
think a lot
what you
of people
have and
just
where you're
haven't
at.
been taught.
Yeah. Agree.
You know, I mean, it can be a generational thing.
Yeah.
You know, learning how to save, how to spend. You know, it can also be, you know, you missed that math class and you fell asleep when it did the basics of 1 + 1 = 2. You know, but there are a lot of different reasons. I mean, you know, I was saying earlier about, you know, getting to know a person based on how they're spending, but, you know, you have to watch perception as well. Because, you know, just because that person's in debt or they've gone through or financially they're struggling, you know, doesn't mean they're a thief, you know.
Well, they may have had money at that time
Yeah, exactly. So
to deal with.
That's this is good, and we're going to come right back and talk about it some more. But right now, we got to take a break. Thank you.